All right, I'm going to do my daily review for 2024. Got the 50K Top Step X Combine Pass today. Pretty good day trading. The key takeaways were just being patient and waiting, not rushing. Uh, all right, so my overall P&L for this account started off with max loss, not good, but put a few days together and got back on track. March 25th was a good day, almost $1,500, and then just a couple short days. Not much going on there. Hit another max loss. You can kind of see like the total number of trades is 26. So that's like too much over trading, too much trying to get it done. I only had a little bit more to go and trying to rush, get it over with, but it hurt me in the end. So patience is definitely the key through learning all this. So I think this, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days worth of trading. Today being the last day, another almost $1,500 day. The total number of trades is a lot higher just because I used more contracts. I traded the ES primarily instead of the NQ, which was a really big difference for me. I felt a lot more relaxed. Even though I was using more contracts, like the risk was still a lot lower. So I was able to stay in things longer and not worry about the fluctuations as much, which was big for my psychology anyways. Overall on the combine, I had 62% win rate. Profit factor of negative 0.73, which I don't know how that worked out because we made money. I think this is a day behind because I just finished it today. So, all right. The daily balance for the 11 days got to 53K. So 3K in profit. All right. And then, all right. So there's not too much data to review here. But today I had a win rate of 85%. 38 contracts were losers. 223 contracts were winners. So it worked out. Kept my losses pretty small. I did go down. I guess it doesn't show you, but I did go down in some drawdown early on. Just trying to trade off the open because I was trying to rush and get a head start. Instead I put myself behind the game and then had to come back to break even, and then ended up putting together a pretty decent day. So I did the morning session, and from 9:30, really 8:30, because I watched the news. And then started trading 9:30 up until 11. Took a break and then came back at 1:30 to do the afternoon session. So the data is not very granular on the Top Step X platform. Maybe that's something that could be improved upon, but I mean overall you get the gist. Yeah, so my win rates were pretty good overall. I think a lot of that is taking profits too early though sometimes. Just need to be patient and take a few losers instead. But yeah, but the days that I had the losses, my win rate was lower. So I'm doing a decent job of analyzing it. Just need to execute better, which has been my struggle most of my trading journey. So get better at executing. Don't overthink things while you're in it. Just trust your analysis. That's my advice to myself. So that was the 50K Top Step X1. And then I started one too. This is like the $4 deal that they had, so getting around to trading these. I scooped them up. This one was pretty. I kind of did the same things as the other one. Primarily traded the ES, which I think I'm probably going to stick with from now on, just because it was a lot more relaxed. I took a few trades on the Nasdaq early on, and I was already like putting myself behind like that. I was already feeling that stress, but this one, my win rate here is a lot lower, but I was able to manage my my risk a lot better with the ES contracts, and able to be more comfortable like taking one off, locking in profit, and then letting one run. So that was a big deal for me mentally. So I think that's obviously that's good. It's $2,600, rounding on 2 accounts. So I mean, if I do that every day, right? So just being patient with the ES instead of trying to dip and rip with the Nasdaq. So all right, and then I did trade alongside of my Top Step X accounts. I did an Apex evaluation, which I did trade primarily the Nasdaq, but a little bit more wiggle room with those accounts. So this is the monthly overview. So past today as well, ended up with account balance. I'm not sure. Account balance is 53.11, so just over the $3,000 profit goal. Yeah, pretty low stress day there. I had a tiny bit of drawdown in the very beginning of the account, and then I did come back down from 562 down to 49, which isn't huge. Apex has the trailing drawdown, but with the 50K you get 2,500, I believe. So as long as I can stay $2,000 for the cushion, I feel okay trading the Nasdaq. If I went down that, I would have to go down on micros or trade the ES, which I traded the ES on some of this too after I like really started to realize the benefit of it. When it moves well, there's just as much opportunity to make profit as the Nasdaq. And just get caught up in that excitement of the Nasdaq, fast markets, but slow and steady, I think is better if it makes you money. So, all right. So on the day, which I really want to make a journal just for the daily reviews, but I mean, just kind of doing a evaluation or combine overview just because they both passed today. So early on today, it came out $430 down in drawdown. See, that's pretty early on. Try to trade in the morning. The London session, hadn't been trading the past couple of weeks because I was at work. Work out of town and bring my laptop with me. So, there really wasn't a lot of opportunity to like see what was going on, get a feel for the market. So that was just me wanting to get back into things too soon. Got it together though. Was able to recover a little bit, and then came in for the morning session, 8:30. A little bit more aggressive. Like with the Apex, my strategy was a lot different too. I don't hold things as long. I just get quick setups. Trade a lot on the 1 minute chart, using the range charts. So I used the Trades by Matt 22 range chart with the delta, cumulative delta for the Nasdaq. So this is a quick, like, I use this to scalp a lot, which was a big change for me too, instead of just using the time-based charts. So see the price action a little bit better. I like the delta is a lot more helpful, and it's a lot easier to see the market structure. The VWAP actually comes into play a little bit better, I think. And then, yeah, just overall, like the 22 range chart. It's a great get from Matt, who introduced that to me pretty early on in his live stream. So, and then 1 minute chart I used for, this is on Quan Tower. I prefer it over Ninja Trader, but I mean, really, I like Trade-O-Bait, honestly. Like it's fine. It's been fine for me. It's easy to use, and I like the trading view aspect of it. So use the 1 minute chart a lot today, just because you're looking for quick gains. I wasn't trying to hit home runs, trying to get the base hits, trying to get just the next high, the next low, or like go for fair value gaps, whatever target made the most sense. And I wasn't greedy, which was a big thing too. I was able to just be comfortable taking profits, knowing that I had more opportunities to come. So definitely got rid of the FOMO. It was overall just a lot more relaxed today, which is like huge. Even when I was in drawdown, I wasn't too worried about it, just because I knew there was more opportunity. It's a good day. The jobless claims came out. There's lots of movement. Ended up being, which the 22 range chart is really helpful for too. Ended up being a seek and destroy day. So just taking highs and lows back and forth. So I wasn't trying to get the next big move, just trying to get the next high or the next low. You can see where the 22 range chart is really helpful for that, along with the fib, which I've been using the fib a lot, just getting really good with it now. Not trying to be so perfect with it. I'm more looking for zones, which and of course I use the 15-minute chart. Looking at just overall market structure, big picture. Just I'm not trying to hold things very long, so the 15-minute chart is good structure-wise for me. And then I'll use the hour chart for components too. But Quan Tower is pretty good. The opening ranges, you can kind of set them, set my initial balance, and then have the daily open, high, low, close. I have it open on the midnight open, so charts the line for me. And then having the two opening ranges just change to one for initial balance and one for the Asian range. I'm able to get those on the chart without having to draw them every day, which is kind of nice. It's just, if you draw every day, it kind of sucks. After a while, just something you gotta do before you can, and then you get distracted because you see something, you're like, great. And I never drew the Asian range, so I have no idea where it is. Yeah, so use this. So I've got Quan Tower to work for me through like ICT. The concepts he teaches, I was able to kind of implement those with the tools. So really just like set a lot of presets. Worked hard one time, so I don't have to do it every single time. But start out with a great template, and then got all your fair value gaps, everything. So and go through and document on how I did that. I mean, it's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory, but yeah. So I mean, you can paint whatever colors you want on them, but that was really helpful for me just to have everything already set up. So I wasn't trying to do it on the fly, which Trading View is really convenient for that. But Quan Tower is, in my opinion, is not as drawer friendly. So like if you like to mark up your charts, I don't think it's as intuitive or easy to use as like Trading View, for instance. But it works. The Apex data does seem to work better than the Top Step data for the Rhythmic on Quan Tower. Not sure if there's just more like traffic with the Top Step or what, but I prefer the Ninja Trader, so I'm gonna keep using that moving forward. Go ahead and trade the account that I just got funded, and then I had use the trade copier as well. I already got one funded account going, and then I had this past a little while ago, just haven't gotten to trading it yet. Wanted to see if I could set up, maybe do like a half, like do like 5 micros for every one mini, so that way it's kind of even proportional. Don't worry too much because you have $1,000 less to lose with these until you get to your zero drawdown point with the Apex one. So, just a little bit different strategy, which I had to get used to. Taking profits early, but not too early. You got to find that balance of like not taking profits so quick, like you're only getting $20, $30 a pop, and then you're losing $100. Like that's not going to get you there. But the the happy medium of taking 5 points for $100, or taking 2 points for $100, depending on your instrument, as opposed to just holding for those targets of like 20 points or 5 points or whatever goal you have, or whatever the next market structure is. Just take the profits early when they're solid, when you have a good chance. I set my targets conservative too as well. So if I did set a bracket, it was pretty conservative. If there was a wick like this, instead of going for the top, I would go for the middle, the mitigation point. That served me well. I was able to actually hit my target a couple times instead of just taking it off early. But the Apex, like I said, that's a different strategy for a different type of account. So, but I had a lot of fun with the 50K once I got going, especially when I started doing the ES. Just not worrying about hitting home runs or whatever. Just there was a few trades I had just a couple contracts and took 2 points. But that was a quick $200. So that adds up, especially on like an account like this, like where it's you only need 1,500. So not every trade has to be huge. Highlight reel material, just like get it done trades, kind of what I was doing. Yep, there's that. And then the other tool I used today a lot was the trading view charts, of course. Kind of found a good happy medium, I guess, if you want to call it, or a good like marriage between the ICT concepts and then using the volume profile for confluence, and then working in the fib. And just some other things. The really only other thing I use besides the ICT concepts is the cumulative delta and the 22 range chart. That is, but it's mostly just for confluence or for quick scalps. I'll put some EMAs on the chart sometimes too, just for targets. But just like having something to look at helped me a lot too, instead of just like mapping out highs and lows. So I do like the indicators that show you the breakup structure and things like that. Even though you can see it, it's nice to just kind of like have that checked off. Kind of see. It's easy to clutter up the charts with indicators too, but found a good happy medium between getting everything on there that I want, and then also being able to not feel cluttered and claustrophobic. This volume profile in particular was really helpful through passing the accounts. The point of control here is like it's a little bit different. This is the bar magnified fixed range from Chart Prime. It's a really good tool. I would give them props. I think I boosted it and everything. So it's really helpful tool. So thank you for making it. But yeah, just which areas. It's almost like a heat map of volume, and then really easy to see where the fair value gaps are going to be. So kind of what I was doing, like which fair value gap should I prioritize? I kind of line it up with the bar magnified. You kind of see this is the 1 minute chart, so it's a little messy, but it's really nice on the 5 minute, which I also started to use a lot more. Not so worried about being granular. And you kind of see there's a gap here in the profile, and it lines up really nice with this fair value gap on the 5 minute. And then got a breaker for confluence we traded through, so that's coming back the other way. There's just more and more confluence, I guess, gives me more confidence in particular. So people can do it without it, but yep. And then just setting my deviations early on too, just for reference too. So kind of like meshing together the things that I liked from ICT and also utilizing some other stuff. Um, yep, and I think I put like the inversion fair value gaps from LuxAlgo too. So big LuxAlgo fan. Definitely helped me pass these things. So yeah, and then on the other side had the same setup pretty much, but just a different had my kill zones mapped out a little bit differently. So this I used the ICT kill zones and pivots from Trading for Op. So that's kind of the way I set it up. It's a little bit different, but it worked for me. So I mean, I may just set it at. I think it's set for 8 now, but I think the daylight savings time. I don't know, but it's nice and easy to see for me. So big fan of that. Puts the times on there, so I don't have to go through. And then also NQ. Say the bar magnified profile is really helpful for NQ. I think just because the books are a little bit thinner, so I was able. It just helps me kind of like see which areas I should prioritize and kind of see where things line up too. Like these aren't really so much points of control, but points of interest is how they're listed on the settings. But this point of interest lines up really nice with this breaker. So as this comes up, you can kind of see, have an idea. It might be a little bit lower than the mitigation point. So just a different idea for targets, things like that. Let's got the fair value gap in there. So I mean, if it makes it back up there, it'd be a good confluence of all my tools. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about myself in the third person, but yeah, just wanted to review the tools I was using to make sure, like the more talk about it, the more kind of sticks. So yeah, those are my main tools, and then just had a higher time frame. I was playing around with this, the delta colored bars, especially on the lower time frame. It's not as helpful as the cumulative delta with the tick data on Quant Tower, so I'll be sticking with that. Then I did have I traded a Tradevate account for a little bit, but wanted to focus more on my accounts that I was close to passing, so I worked on those. But I really liked bracket concept in Tradevate. Just you can see it on the chart and then move around on TradingView, but actually executing the trades on Tradevate was kind of seamless. So I like the volume profile. Again, just like I have it in there for Confluent. Tried looking at the different tick data charts for the ES. The 50 tick was pretty decent. It moves a little fast, but you can see decent amount of market structure. It's still not as clean as the 22 range, but find something for the ES kind of comparable to that. And then I think that'll kind of be the piece. But I was just kind of playing off the confluence of NQ and ES too. Like, so the delta for NQ, I was kind of like letting that factor into what ES was going to do, because they do the same thing most of the time anyway. So but yeah, like that's just nice and clean. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, and then I like the tabs of this, so just kind of going through, kind of easier than just going through the TradingView ones, a little bit quicker, and then to the point where I can kind of see the fair value gaps and the breakers and all that stuff and what I need. But yeah, definitely like the marriage I got between using the volume profile and the fair value gaps. I mean, it's a liquidity void or volume void either way, but I mean, you can see the significant ones. This tiny one here, not going to worry about that as much as like this big gap here, and then also like where where the mitigation point is going to be, right? It's not always like, it doesn't always stop right at 50%. So is it going to have a tendency to want to go higher to order blocks. Then I look over here, see this big hanging volume spike over here, and like, it might go towards, when time comes, it might go up more towards that order block instead of stopping at the Fibonacci gap. So that's like kind of how I've got myself to like, oh, what's it gonna do? Is it gonna go higher? Risk management, such a big part of it. You don't want to throw on your contract, contract like way down here in the 50, and then it goes all the way up past that. So using the fib helped with that too. The sweet spot, the golden pocket, definitely used that. So the main fib I used, I just kind of set 70% and then 8 percentages off of that either way. Kind of, looking for things in that area, in that golden pocket. That was definitely a big part of today. Even the quick scalps I got, I just waited for my entries to be in the zone, and it just gave me a lot more confidence knowing that it should come out of there. If it doesn't, usually if it creeps past the 78, unless it's like there's a strong order block under there, I'll probably take it off, just and try to get a better entry. If I do want to still, if I still think it's a long or a short, I'll just look for a better entry at that point. You know what I mean? So that helps me kind of stay grounded and not hold things too long. So what's going on there? End of the day, NASDAQ is freaking out like normal. That's why we're done. I try to be done trading at 3 is a good rule. Taking a break between 11 and 1:30, huge. And then it's not so much over trading, not dicking around during the Asian session, where you lose more in in the bid and the ask than you do, making 2-3 ticks. So it's not worth it. If I do want to try something out or mess around, use a practice account or something, it still works. It's just not. It's not fun either way, honestly. It's just kind of, it gets boring. I think when I first started trading, I just wanted to do it all the time. But sometimes I still do that. But I also started using the market replay though on Tradevate, which is cool because you can use that for So when I was trying different chart layouts, things like that, instead of like trying to do a live combine or a live account, I'd have that temptation of wanting to trade everything. Just use the market replay. You can see I was just kind of trying to find how I like to look at the charts. This honestly hurts my eyes really bad, so I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea. So just using this. Quantar kind of has one too. It's nice. It's a lot better than the TradingView bar replay. So especially if we're trying out layouts, you have your brackets. It's nice to just kind of see how they're going to work, how they're going to look. I think that was my idea behind the layout here too, is I wanted to be able to see my brackets a little bit better. But yep. So yeah, just kind of using that to kind of get the feel of it instead of going in during the Asian session or something was nice. No temptation to press the button. So that was kind of my day today. Learned a lot overall. Close profit through all accounts, I think, was 2,400, 1,600, and 1,100. So I mean, about a $5,000 day, give or take. So fees and commissions, using more contracts, did have to be more mindful of that. So, but it did make me be more picky about my entries, though, knowing that I was going to give some up with quick scalps on the Apex account, and then also just using more contracts on the Top Step accounts. So learned a lot, getting comfortable with everything, enough. Hopefully get a nice big payout, fund a live account, and then just keep things progressing from there. So I know live markets are a little different. Traded the micros before with the lab data and everything like that. So it was feeling good about that, feeling ready to take that step hopefully soon. So get that payout, get live account, and then hopefully just trade all of them like I did today. Just kind of the same confluence, utilize the trade copiers, things like that. So yeah, good day today. Excited about getting these accounts funded, and then hopefully tomorrow take it easy and make a couple bucks, and then go into next week a little bit ahead of the game. That's the plan.